Where
You're
are other places in the world with
describing
big
like
super tunnels?
so you think it's a basilisk under Denver Airport? Do you think
No,
Slytherin is posted
no,
up at the Denver Airport?
no. Basilisks are not amphibious. Basilisks, come on now, that's not real. Leviathan, sure.
Sure.
Let's kind of get back to our roots here. We're going to get into some straight up nonsense, some wackiness found on the internet, and kind of dive into this. I'm X, she's Ree, and I'm bringing something loony to the table right now. So, um, I have a vacation coming up, and it has me thinking about just all the things that get on your nerves about airport travel. And I can't not think about the Denver airport. This place is a bullseye for conspiracy theories and
Yeah.
oddities, to put it mildly. Still can't talk. But I wanted to look into, like, see, I've heard a lot, so I said let me do just a tourist loop through of some of the creepy, twisted, mysterious, and
Oh,
unusual things.
you have a list?
Well, I don't have a list. I have a tour pamphlet.
Ha. Okay.
Tour pamphlet
Come on this
of just a
journey.
few elements.
Okay.
Starting with what I would say, like, if you're gonna talk about the conspiracy rich nature of the Denver International Airport, you got to start at the beginning, the centerpiece at the front. We got to talk about Lucifer. That horse, which is just to put to speak only in factual terms, is an artistic choice. That is what Lucifer is.
Oh yeah.
Big, massive, blue Mustang. Okay, Mustangs in Colorado. That's a thing. Okay, cool. Why is it blue? Well, it's blue because of folklore, to put it in like the most generic broad strokes terms. At it actually is that way because of like a legend, a myth in the San Luis Valley of a horse that was able to run so fast it could fly. Well, that sounds like something I'd put in front of an airport, a flying horse with no wings. I mean, there's probably 31 other things I would put in front of an airport before that, but flying horse, flying planes, okay. Now, when the artist chose to put scarlet floodlights for eyes in the thing, this is where this man began to show his hand. Like, when this thing is on at night, it's devilish glowing red eyes just say, that just went the transition from being a horse to being a nightmare. A veritable steed from the devil's lair here. Like, this thing is intimidating. And I kind of knew this, but I didn't know the details till right now, so this is like the first thing I dug up, was that horse has a body count.
Mm-hmm.
It killed the artist that made it.
Yep.
I think there's something supernatural about that. When an artist dies to his art, I think there's something there.
Absolutely.
A piece of it broke off, sliced his leg open, and he bled out. But before he bled out, he was able to confirm the head is finished. And then his team proceeded to finish putting the rest of the pieces of the body, the legs. Do horses have a torso? Whatever the center mass of a horse is called. Just attaching them together, and boom, the horse was finished. And it now knows the taste of human blood. Which means it's a killer, and it has devilish red eyes. So, I went hunting for cursed artwork, particularly sculptures, looking for other pieces that in the creation of the piece resulted in the death of the artist. This was a very, very unfortunate experiment in showing how Google's new horse shit with the goddamn AI fueling the searches doesn't work because apparently there's an anime or a manga that's called like Cursed Sculpture or something. I kept getting all these hits for some cartoon I didn't care about. I'm like, no, no, I'm looking for actual historic pieces of artwork that killed their artists. So I didn't find exactly what I was looking for, but I did yield some. I'm gonna say grapes. It wasn't big fruit, but it was some grapes.
Okay.
Because there's a couple of them, like a couple of artists, like of course Van Gogh was like plagued, didn't have a happy mental health state, and was his art like an outlet or was it like a reflection?
Mm-hmm.
Things like that were found, but I was really hoping to find like a pattern,
Literal.
a pattern of
Right.
like final piece of art kills you and what can we draw from that? So this is going to be an ongoing bit of research for me because I have to change my search engines and look through some different things because Google did not help me this weekend while I was digging this up. But since that frustrated me, I used Lucifer as my entry point to just say, let's just take a further look at touring the weirdness of the Denver airport itself. It's not like we're gonna run short. It's full of weirdness.
Yes, it
Um,
is.
so going from Lucifer,
Mm-hmm.
let's walk into the airport now and just talk about the overall construction of it. A lot of people like to draw attention that if you look at a top down satellite picture of it, the arrangement of the concourses and everything, it looks like a swastika.
Yeah.
I don't do this often with my conspiracy goodies, but I am prepared to attribute that to coincidence and functionality.
Okay.
I am prepared to accept that one. But you only get one in this game. And that's the one. Everything else, I'm going to triple down on being sinister and mysterious and having hidden things about it. Because the shape of that airport has such a functional value that it's like, all right, I'll let that slide.
Okay.
And it's not even an even shape either. It's not like it's perfectly made. It's just like, oh yeah, it does. It does have that. It does have that,
Like you can see it. Yeah.
but it's huge so much that I'm like, oh, this is probably coincidence. But underneath it is where the magic happens. So right off, the first thing we'll talk about when I was looking this up, I'm looking at like history of denver.org. I
Okay.
want to give a citation for like where I was pulling like my starting point for looking at things, and I clicked on a few other things, but like that one has a nice write up to kind of be your walkthrough. And the, the first conspiracy is the whole airport wasn't necessary. They had an airport that was functional, so this was a front. The whole thing was constructed as a ploy to distract you from what was really being built. But but the airport is there.
Mm-hmm.
What could this be? What could Front Street be? What happened here? What are this? A very functional front is a good front because underneath the Denver airport, as I have seen on, was it the Smithsonian Channel or one of them channels? There's massive tunnels
Mm-hmm.
like under that thing, and allegedly, no one has um a full map ranging for where all those tunnels go and what all of them map out to be. And those tunnels are large enough to move aircraft through. And so that might be, oh well, yeah, it's an airport. You want to bring the aircraft in? Like you don't bring aircraft through underground tunnels. You fly them in and you assemble them in a hangar or something like that. Like that is highly suspicious. Are they spillways for massive floods? Are they passageways to massive underground bunkers where the super rich and presidents and prime ministers and princesses and kings and emperors and I'm running out of titles. Dukes, marquises, sheiks, Rajas, what
The
Maharajas?
okay.
where they buy real estate in this secured location for when the end of days comes and the Star Wars kick off? Maybe, but I think that's too simple of an explanation. I don't think you build something as creepy and mysterious as the Denver airport and then have just security bunkers for the rich and famous. There's plenty of mountains they could have built things into, and that
Mhm.
wouldn't be the only site that wouldn't have all that to it. No, no, no. Especially when I come to my final conclusion as I move now to piece number two. The New World Airport Commission capstone crest stone thing that has the Freemason symbol prominently on it. There's no greater red flag for trickery is afoot here. There's no greater red flag. Freemasons is like, oh, there's more here than meets the eyes. Full stop. Two, the New World Airport Commission doesn't exist. According to the denverlibrary.org website, like that's not a thing. So if you have a crest commemorating and dating and with names of people who were on this commission, that's not a thing.
Mhm.
Hmm. Hmm. We got a devil horse out front. Hmm.
Yes.
Hmm. We got tunnels that you're not getting full access to where these tunnels run and things to be seen. It's a
Mhm.
3 point play. Yeah, yeah. Something's afoot.
Mhm.
And then the murals. Then weird ass murals that this is like the thing. I've been in that airport and in the baggage claim looking at them and the murals is like, yeah, this is something's up here. They're supposed to show, and the artist that painted them has said that it's like showing progressively mankind struggling, coming together, and forging a brighter tomorrow. Which sounds cute. Yeah. But it also looks like mankind coming together, being destroyed, and then like the New World Order marching on beyond it. It's like those murals, it's art. Art's open to interpretation. So it's like
That's creepy.
you could make a
That's
painting
creepy.
that shows a mother holding her son's hand walking to the bus stop for the first day of school. And it's like, oh, that's wholesome and cute and sweet. It's a moment of life. And the artist could be like, that's symbolic for seven other things. And one of them could
Right.
be like, you know, I eat Starburst with the wrapper on them. Like, you monster. Like, you don't know. So, um, I
That's
will
just
just say, like,
creepy as hell.
the horse, the murals, the tunnels, and then just boom, the big advertising capstone of the Freemason thing all in one spot. It's the all in one spot for me.
Mm. Yeah.
There's there's definitely more there that this little tourist level pamphlet breakdown of the some of the oddities of the Denver airport. There's definitely more there.
Oh yeah, they
There's
gaslight
no
you
way.
100%. There's been a
And
couple of shows where they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll take you down here, but we can't go in restricted areas." Why? Because you can't. There's no explanation, and they have to be with them at all times. They don't
right,
leave anybody alone down there.
right.
And it's
Like we
like,
got catacombs under Paris
mm-mm.
and there's like homeless people down there. There's like teenagers making little raves and little pockets down there, and that's creepy because you can go down there and get straight up lost. And
Right?
but people do it.
Mhm.
Denver airports have really tight security.
Mhm.
Like, that's a good cover to put on something that's got these tunnels. Like, what's down there? Is it? This is a side conspiracy that I just learned about this weekend, so I'm gonna play this card here too. But like, this is the kind of thing like they're massive tunnels, right? That go underground. How far down? Don't know. But right now on TikTok, there are, I'm gonna call them people who are claiming that Hurricane Beryl is not an effect of atmospheric conditions. It is the work of the movement of a giant sea serpent or sea monster moving around. And I'm like, I don't really believe this until I started blending it with another thing. And I'm going to link it to the Denver airport real quick. Um, Earthquakes, hurricanes, and crazy atmospheric conditions being the result of a giant creature moving around. Do you know how giant that creature would have to be to
Yeah.
simulate a hurricane?
Yeah. Right?
To I'm sorry, not simulate, to emulate a hurricane. A category 5 hurricane, that creature would have to be so big, everyone has seen it. I should be able to pull back my curtain, look out my window, and look to the southeast and see it sticking up its head out of the Gulf of Mexico, looking like, I'm looking for some beans. I should be able to see that because that's how big that thing would have to be to do that. And, but
And solid. Like,
giant tunnels under a devil horse going underground. What if there is a giant serpent, a giant world serpent, and the Denver airport is a feeding ground? That's what those tunnels are for it to move through there, to come up there, and then they pay tribute to it in some kind of twisted dark ceremony, and then it slithers back through the tunnels going elsewhere in the world. Where are other places in the world with big
like,
super tunnels?
so you think it's a basilisk under Denver airport? Do you think
No,
Slytherin is posting
no,
up at the Denver airport?
no. Basilisks are not amphibious. I'm saying this is an amphibious serpent.
Okay, call it what you want, but it's the same concept. You're saying.
No, you can look at the Leviathan. It doesn't turn you to stone or kill you.
Oh my
Basilisks, come on now, that's not real. Leviathan, sure.
God. But it's the same, like, oh, it's in the walls, it's in this, it's in that. You're saying it's under the Denver airport. Like, so it just travels down there from where? Like, what?
Tunnels under the country that go out to the Gulf
Oh,
of
so you're saying
Mexico.
this is world. There's, like, not just.
I imagine there are other locations across the globe that are
Like
far
us?
inland
They're in the
that
us
have.
tunnels?
Yes. Yes. Because what if someone found out, leaked that information to Jordan Peele, and that's why the movie got made? See?
I mean, yeah, you're welcome.
I just think they start to be way more fun when you can link them.
Yeah, of course.
But there is no doubt in question that airport is weird,
Oh, for
and
sure. 100%.
and TikTok is also weird, and I will leave it at that. If you have any cool factoids, and I mean, obviously not going to fit it all into a 15-20 minute video because you could talk about the Denver airport for a cool week and a half. Give me some pointers in the comments. I want to waste many an hour of many a day reading about this, and I know there's more out there, and I want to get some good sources to get into it because I'm at the tourist level. I want to get into an intermediate level of knowing about these conspiracies and these. I'm not even gonna call it a conspiracy. I'm gonna call it the facts we don't know yet, the unknown unknowns. I want to hear about them. So get down in them comments. Let me know some stuff. Direct to me. But thank you for watching. I always love this, and we need to do more of get back in our old bag a bit more. So thanks for riding with us, and subscribe, like, share, and inform. And appreciate it. Thank you.
Drop them tea, drop the secrets.
Give me that dirt.
Hey yo, turn up the volume, let me hear the beat drop. Nonsense Nexus in the house, we just can't stop. Crazy conversations filled with laughter and fun. Join the Nexus crew, we're second to none.